Hey, listen, I'm going to talk to you about this now. I seen the post. It was an article or something that said that men are going to be the loneliest demographic. That men finna be lonely, and that more men are on dating sites. And if you're a relationship coach or you speak on relationships at all, I need you to do a video against dating apps. We need to cancel the dating apps. We need to end the dating apps. They got too much power. I just saw that, I think I read that a dating app had Teyana Taylor and Lori Harvey do an interview. It said Bumble. So I'm thinking that's a dating app. And I think that same dating app is on the jersey of an NBA team. This dating apps are the way they have them set up. Now, if I set me up one, for one, it might not be successful because it's going to be too foolproof. But the way they have them set up, it's a failure. It's set up to lead women to the slaughter and to lead men to the slaughter. Dating apps are set up to prey on the desperate. A dating app is for desperation. It is not for convenience. It is not for efficiency. It is for desperation. That's what the way they are set up. The current way they set up. It don't have to be bad. It could be done good, but it's not being done right because they're not doing it with relationship sociologists like myself, relationship psychologists like myself, people who study love and relationships. They're not teaming up with the real people who in the trenches. They're doing it for money. And that's why they're so detrimental. And that's why there's so many victims. And the owners of the dating apps, it is only for money. They don't care about love. And they don't care about helping nobody find love because they know that's not what's happening most of the time. They know it's victims being found. And listen, the standards got to be high. They say men going to be lonely because women raising their standards. Good. Keep raising them and keep them up there. Because one thing that's true, and I got to be true about myself now. And when I recognize stuff in women, I'm real about that too. But one thing I know, with men, we're going to do the bare minimum. We're going to do the bare. I'm raising 2 boys. If I let my son sit on that phone all day, he going to sit on that phone all day. If I tell him 30 minutes on that phone, then he'll stick to that 30 minutes on that social media. If I don't tell him that, he going to use that phone. My 8-year-old, if I don't have him go play soccer, or his mama don't have him playing soccer or doing something, he will get on that phone and he'll be on that phone 8 hours. One thing about men, a man gonna do, and this could apply to women too, but I'm a man, so I'm speaking from this perspective. A man gonna do what he could get away with. So if a woman's standards high, guess what? Men gonna raise their standards and step to the plate. If women got low standards, if women have a low barrier of entry, a man not finna jump 10 feet if the barrier is only 3 feet. He finna jump 3 feet 1 inch and 3 feet and a half an inch to clear that hurdle. So a man gonna do what it takes. If women say, in order for a man to sleep with me, you got to cut off your right foot, 90% of men will have 1 foot. People, but see, you can't even fathom that. That sounds absolutely crazy. But look, anywhere there is a standard, men adhere to it. If the standard is a man got to get on one knee and propose to a woman, every man get on one knee and propose to a woman. If the standard is a man have to pay dowry, every man pay dowry. If the standard is a man got to ask a woman's father for her hand in marriage, the man asks the woman's father. Whatever the standard is, men meet that standard. So if the standard is low or there is no standard, the man is not finna go out of his way and do more than is required of him. Your job say we gonna pay you for 40 hours a week. Do you work 60? It's some people gonna work 45, 50 and only get paid for 40, but that's just a rare individual. They got other issues. But we gonna do the bare minimum. That's human nature. But that's also true for men, and especially in relationships. So it's one of those things to where, like the man who made that post, I seen the post about the man who bragged and he didn't have to take his lady on no expensive date. He did the bare minimum. She was cool with the bare minimum. That's what she got. The bare minimum. Had he said, hey, you want to go up to McDonald's, or you want to go to, and she said, McDonald's, I don't do McDonald's no date. He might not like that. He might have thought, oh, you bougie. But he finna take her to a real restaurant if he want her. And if he want a McDonald's woman, then he just, okay, go on about your business. She's not no McDonald's first date type of woman. And can't be mad at a woman who ain't a McDonald's first date type of woman. If a woman take herself more serious than that, and she want to see that there's some effort, that y'all got to get dressed, that you got to make a reservation, you got to be on time for the reservation, and that the check gonna be a little decent. It's gonna cost a little something. If a woman value herself on that level, should nobody make her feel bad about that. Because it's better to value yourself than to not value yourself. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't value myself like that. So I respect and admire people who value themselves on a high level. I need to raise my standards. I'm around here doing everything I do too cheap. I'm teaching a class, $25. I'm finna give a 10-figure blueprint. 10 figures. For $25. It already made me 7 figures. And I'm giving away for $25. I don't value myself. So I can't get mad at somebody who value themselves. But we got to keep them standards high. You got to keep them standards high. And we got to raise them standards. And yeah, they realistic, but and they fair. But that don't mean you can't have high standards and still be realistic and fair. And so this is what it's going to take for men to change, because men, we don't change by chance. We change by force. Men do what we are made to do. That's it. If we're not made to do it, we're not doing it. If you don't make your son take a shower, he's not going to take a shower. If you don't make your son brush his teeth morning and night, he's not going to brush his teeth. If you don't make your son wash his hair, if you don't make your son make his bed and clean his room, he's not going to do anything you don't make him do other than what he want to do. And that's going to be get on that game or go outside and play with his friends. That's all he going to want to do. And eat junk food. That's all he going to want to do. Anything else that you want him to do, you got to teach him this is the standard. Now, after you have done that and you set the standard, then he's going to want that. So now my oldest son, he want to wash his face. He want to take a bath because he done got to see the benefits of being clean. You get compliments, you smell good, you look good. When you're smelling other boys and you don't smell like them, you feel good about yourself. But he had to be made to be hygienic. Then he fell in love with it. That's what the same thing has to apply to grown men. A grown man, you have to make us respect you. See, with a man, respect is earned. It's not given. A man don't respect nobody because men are dominators. Men are territorial. You have to earn respect from a man. Is it fair? No. And this is the thing. What I get sick and tired of certain women crying and complaining about way things are. Listen, learn the game and adapt. It is not changing for you. You got to learn how to play the game. That is why I'm on here talking till I'm blue in the face. Nothing is changing unless you change it. And when you change it, you are only changing it for you. Just because you as a woman get a husband and he faithful and he love you and he treat you right does not mean your best friend gonna have the same thing. Does not mean your mama gonna have the same thing. Does not mean your sister gonna have the same thing. Any change you make, you changing it for you. Because ain't nothing gonna change unless you change it. So it does not serve anybody to be crying and complaining over spilled milk, kicking a dead horse in the car. Talk to the men. Somebody need to tell the men. Somebody need to tell the men. Listen, the same way a man got to learn how to play the game so that he not played by a gold-digging woman, by a woman who don't want him, is the same way a woman got to learn how to play the game so that she's not played by a sorry grown boy of a man. Point blank period. That's just what it is. That's what we got to realize. That's what we got to realize. And when we realize that, that's when we gonna understand, okay, some things got to happen. Set the standard, stick to the standard, and you going to get what you asking for. Listen to me now. Listen to me now. And stop playing around. So we going into a space now to where men are going to be lonely until they wise up and they say, I got to grow, I have to change, and I have to be a real man. Until a man wise up and change his life, he gonna be lonely. And men it's a lot of men with arrested development. It's a lot of men stuck in their ways. It's a lot of men who are control freaks. It's a lot of men who cannot let go and let flourish and let a woman be a woman. It's a lot of men who can't do that. And guess what? Because women could get jobs now, because women could start companies now, because women could make money now, women finna shut it down, because now a woman don't need a man. Woman don't need no man. Because what she need done around the house, she could hire a handyman. And what she need put on her, they got toys for that now. Only thing woman need a man for now is to get pregnant. But she could go to the sperm bank, to the clinic for that, and get that inseminated. So at this point, a woman don't need to live with a man. So she gotta want that man, because she don't need that man. When a woman couldn't vote, she needed a man. When a woman couldn't get fair and equal pay or fair pay, she needed a man. Now a woman has to want a man. And that's what men got to realize. And that's what men starting to realize and what men starting to feel. And like I said, that's why men pitching a fit. That's why men is starting podcasts. That's why men are angry. That's why men are crying and complaining. When you see that little boy don't get the toy on the playground, what do? He fall out and start doing the crybaby. When you see that little boy don't get what he want, what do? He throw a temper tantrum. That's the same thing that you see grown men doing today. They are mad because they cannot control women with their money anymore, because a woman is capable of making her own money. So now men are taking to attacking women verbally and saying, y'all acting like a man. You being rude, you being nasty, you spitting in my face, you making me feel worthless. That woman ain't did that. That woman ain't did that. You making yourself feel worthless because the only thing you thought that you was worth was money to her, instead of being a good person, instead of being kind and loving, compassionate, understanding. You just want to be a dictator with your money. And now that your money can't get you your dictatorship, now you in your feelings and you're upset because you can't run and control this woman no more because she know who she is. So we getting ready to be forced into change. And that's the only way a man gonna adhere. Why did that man over there in the country that start with an R go over there to that country that start with a U? Because the man in the country with the U wasn't trying to hit. So What the man in the country would start with an R? He said, all right, you don't want to hear it? I'm finna force you into submission. And that's what men do. Men try to force a woman into submission. And when a woman got her own and she could do her own thing, or she got her own mind and she stand up for herself, then a man realized, oh, it's my love and my gentleness that's going to keep her, not my money, not my dictatorship. And I'm saying it like that for a reason. Not my dictatorship. Double entendre. It's my genuineness, my humility, my love, my effort, my energy, the peace that I bring. That's the only thing that's going to keep that woman. Because guess what? She could do bad by herself. And she actually could do better by herself. You hear what I'm telling you? And so, to the lady, you got to keep the pressure. You got to keep applying pressure. You cannot let up. Stop getting desperate. And if you see a friend, if your friend desperate, if your friend on her back, your friend sleeping around, cut off. Cut off. Let her lose somebody in her life who love her, and show her you love her enough and care for her enough to cut her off, so that she realizes her actions are not becoming of a lady or of a human, and that she need to grow up and stop being desperate. She need to know her worth. She need to set her standards. She need to love herself, and then she will get what she want. And if she don't get it, she'll be happy by herself. And you exemplify that for her, happiness by yourself, and then you're going to attract real love. And when you attract real love, be real with her and let her know. Let her know you attracted real love because she wanted to be an HO and you stood on your 10 toes. You kept your standards and your morals, and let her know that. It's going to hurt her feelings, but she need to hear it. Don't sit there and lie to her. Oh, it's going to happen for you just in due time and God's timing. No, you've been desperate. You've been a HO. You've been acting a fool. And a man treats you how he sees you. Treat yourself. And then you let her know, I decided to be happy being single and to not compromise my self-worth or my self-respect for no man. And then that man came when he was supposed to come. You hear what I'm telling you? So listen. This right here got to be real now. And this is what it is. So y'all hear me out on this. God bless you. And we'll talk soon.